Hi, I'm Charles. I teach performance sportswear design at the Royal College of Art in London. What that means in English is that if you want to work for any of the big outdoor sports brands, I will generally bump into you. There's now some specialized education courses you can do, and somehow I am associated with it over the last 2 decades. I get to come to performance days, so I get to look around all the brand new fabric. But I come to performance days to actually moderate the stage. Fabric is fabric, manufacturing techniques are progressing, are improving, but the conversation about what direction we're going in means that, to me, the most interesting part is what goes on stage. And I get asked to moderate the stage. So I get to be in the middle of all the conversations. Performance days, there's nothing like it. We're used to brand shows within the outdoor and sports industry. This is an ingredient sourcing show. So where do those brands go to find the materials? So the audience is almost exclusively designers and fabric developers. So it's quite a narrow focused audience, but we had 3,000 people at the last show, which was a tremendous number. People coming from the United States, people coming from Australia, because performance days, in my opinion, is the ultimate ingredient sourcing show. So in other words, if you're a fabric nerd, this is Nirvana. We have talks every day that seem to go on for the whole day. They start half an hour after the show opens and they go right on until the end. In fact, when the last keynote ends today, it will be happy hour. So there will be a crowd because there will be beer after the last keynote. The subjects range from specialist subjects. We have keynote presentations. At the moment, we're on the journey to carbon neutrality is one of the themes of the show. We also have the EU Green Deal, incoming legislation, which is being talked about. There are other subjects which are being discussed. We also have some fabric developments going on. So there's a whole variety of things going on stage. That's a really good question. What's so special? There's nothing else like it at all. That's the easiest way to describe it. Astrid and her team have got together some of the most intelligent panels. Presentations are one thing, but when you have a group of 3 or 4 people discussing the points, that's when we move out of the rehearsed and into the interesting phase. What's the vibe? It's business. It's no marketing. Everyone's got to have a shelf scheme. There are people who turn up with a couple of large suitcases and a backdrop and lots of little fabric samples. There are people who spend a bit more money, but it's just business. Am I allowed to say the word bull? There's no bull here. It's all work. And you get to speak to the people who really know the difference. If I could single out a couple of companies, someone like Amateris, their technical director's here, and he knows so much more about woven technology. You can see Yoji. We've got the guys from HD Wool here who know more about the keratin product than people I've ever met in my life. So you get to speak to people who really do understand, and we're trying to bridge that gap between what the fabric nerds do and what the brands want and join it together so there's the best possible outcome.